Yeah, my mate Colin Barrett from Hounslow, Witten, around them areas, run all around them areas. He was the governor, mate. He was like, everybody respected him. He could call on anybody at any time, yeah? Any amount of people. And he was dangerous, Colin. And me and him was pals, yeah? But as that mates, when you're doing certain things, we fell out. And we had a fight, me and him. No one else involved. No one else knew about it. It did come out after he died, yeah. But me and him went over Richmond Park and had a fight. Colin's a kickboxer, a fantastic kickboxer, mate. And he hurt me lots of times. He kept me all around the gaff, really. But there was no winners. We shook hands and called it a day, yeah. But after that, become white pals. But Colin Barrett was a really, really dangerous man. Big respect, and rest in peace, Colin Barrett, yeah. But near Colin Barrett was I forget the name of the pub, massive ball, but it might have been the ball pub, I'm not quite sure, the ball ring or something like that it was called. Or the John Ball. Anyway, it was a massive pub, and they was doing a big film set in there, yeah. And because it was doing a big film set, they didn't know too many people around where they were, and they didn't know who would run the area as such, yeah. So they got onto an agency to send people down to mind all the people that was doing what they was doing in the pub, like a big film set, yeah. And they'd be there for 4 or 5 days doing it, yeah. So they got onto an agency, and the agency belonged to Lenny McLean. Lenny McLean come down to there, looked at it, done what he done, and then went back and brought more people down there to mind it, yeah. So Lenny McLean went away. These people were looking after the pub. The other side of the pub, Colin Barrett was with 3 or 4 of his people, and they were just having a good time. Bit of bugle, just having a laugh, you know what I mean? And the people in the other side of the bar, the people that were looking after them, looking after the actors or whatever it was, come in and told them to keep it down a bit, right? And you don't tell people like Colin Barrett that runs them little areas to keep it quiet, yeah? Because he's only going to say one thing. Go on, I'll do what I've got to do, mate. I run this sort of area. I'll do what I want to do. What he did. These people got a bit leery, and Colin Barrett put it right on them with some other people. And these people were also sold right out. They then got in touch with Lenny McLean. Lenny McLean come down with some people, right? And he stayed there for a few days, watching the gaff keep coming down, watching it. But then Colin Barrett got to hear that Lenny McLean would come down to this pub and was also minding it. Well, Colin Barrett ain't frightened of no one. He doesn't, Lenny McLean or whatever, he don't care who's who there. So he's there, Colin Barrett, with about 6 or 7 of his people, and he's making a noise deliberately, yeah, for Lenny McLean to come in and tell him to shut up. So he's come in, and evidently this was, I don't know, this is what happened. Lenny McLean went in there, told some people, look, I'm Lenny McLean, this is my agency, I'll run this place, I'll run the agency, keep your noise down, or there'll be trouble, right? And then Colin Barrett's gone, I don't know who you are, mate, but where I come from this is my manor. And this is my manor, and I'm in charge of this manor. This is my manor, mate. So, I ain't having you telling us what we can and can't do in our little plot. I don't know who you are, but he knew who he was. And then he began to say, listen, my name's Lenny McLean. He said, I don't give a name. He said, I don't care what your name is, mate, but don't be telling us what we can and can't do. So then he had a few people with him. He went, about all that bollocks, mate, get outside the pub. So he went outside the pub with Colin Barrett. And Colin Barrett is a fantastic kickboxer, yeah. He had his own gymnasium. He used to teach people kickboxing, yeah. A fantastic kickboxer, and as hard as they come, he can have a right fight, yeah. He's got feet, about 12, 13-inch feet, massive feet, but they're powerful, big legs, and he can have a right fight. Then he's gone out there to have a fight with him, and Lenny didn't last too long. He kicked Lenny all around the gaff. He just kicked him in the face, smashed him up, And Lenny went away, come back with a lot more people about 3 or 4 days later, and you know, and he always put other people in there, but he come down later with 3 or 4 people, heavy fucking people, yeah, to come down and have a Colin Barrett. Colin Barrett got to hear about these people being in the pub, so Colin Barrett's now come down, but Colin Barrett has come down with a load of travellers, because Colin Barrett's well involved with his travellers, yeah, big heavy families, mate, that have come down, 4, 5, 6 motorload of people, all with guns, mate, guns and machetes and all that. Who these people think they are coming down here, thinking we can take over? They've gone. All the travellers have gone in there and gone. Lenny McLean has gone out that pub with his tail between his legs and fucked off, yeah. And Colin Barrett, mate, said to me, this is before we've had this fight, me and Colin Barrett. He said to me that Lenny McLean shit himself. And I personally myself, I was in, I mean, this is like, what, I suppose this is 90 something, in the 90s. It must have been in the 90s, because I met Lenny McLean in 78, 79. I think it was the 80s, end of the 80s, 90s, I'm not quite sure. But it couldn't have been earlier than that, you know. And Colin Barrett put it on him with his people, and Lenny McLean went, mate. He didn't come back. You can't go to different areas, right, and think that you can take over that area and become Larry with people, because you can come unstuck. And you can come unstuck because the people you might have got Larry with, or the wrong people to get Larry with, and that's what's happened with Colin Barrett. Colin Barrett was a dangerous man. Colin Barrett was one of the ones that done Johnny Bindon. When Johnny Bindon he heard that Johnny Bindon bashed me up outside a club in Kingston, and I was with my wife, and he come around, bashed me with a bit of iron or hammer, and smashed me to pieces, and nearly killed me and put me in intensive care. Well, Colin Barrett is the one who put it on Johnny Bindon and bashed him up really, really bad. That's Colin Barrett, mate. And Colin Barrett ain't no fool, mate. He could really have it. And I'm just saying that Lenny, shit himself. He went back to Islington, or where he was coming from, and he was crapped himself, mate, because he wouldn't go back there, mate. I don't care who you are. You don't go back to a dodgy manner like that, you know what I mean? You don't go back to a dodgy manner thinking, you know, you might be what he was, unlicensed fighter, he was his own company. You can't go back to them places, and you will come unstuck. You will come unstuck because you don't know no one down there. He knew so many travellers, Colin Barrett. He was travellers, he died. Colin Barrett got killed from some travellers he had a fight with, right? Other travellers, not the people that he knocks about with. Colin Barrett's gone to a pub, had a foul bump, got hit, went down and died, you know. But Colin Barrett was a real handful, mate. You know, a bad man who could really have it. And for Lenny McLean to go to that area, I think he could take over. Different kettle of fish. Bang, bang, rail. Nice one.